Ever since Meghan Markle shimmied her way into the royal family, everyone had one burning question. Did she really want to fit into the institution, or did she just want a bigger stage where everyone else would play an extra? Now, nearly a decade later, we have the answer, and it's even worse than we thought. So grab a drink and get comfortable, because we're breaking down Meghan Markle's most uncomfortable, unscripted, and undeniably awkward public moments. The childhood crown. The setup was simple. It was a standard home video from a childhood birthday party, the kind of grainy footage that usually stays locked away in a family vault. But here's the twist. It wasn't Meghan's birthday. It was her friend's party. Yet there she was, wrapped in a blanket, wearing a literal crown and directing the other children as if they were her personal staff. "Royal Highness, take one," the cameraman called out, and she immediately leaned into the fantasy, barking orders at her peers. The analysis was chilling. This wasn't just kids playing pretend. This looked like the early blueprint for a lifetime of attention-seeking behavior. The sheer audacity to take over another child's birthday party and declare herself the center of it all felt eerily similar to patterns critics claim to see in her adult life. She didn't want to play with the other kids. She wanted to rule them. The silence from the other children was noticeable as they awkwardly went along with it, perhaps already sensing that pushing back wouldn't go well. Even then, the body language stood out. The puffed chest, the expectant gaze, waiting for compliance. She didn't grow into a desire for the spotlight. She seemed to demand it from the start. If you think this early need for attention was just a phase, wait until you see how she interacted with fully grown adults decades later. Her script, some argue, was written early, and she never strayed from it. The left eye moment. Long before Meghan Markle presented herself as a misunderstood royal figure, she appeared in a promotional interview where she openly demonstrated how she could produce tears on command. When the interviewer praised her emotional acting, instead of offering a typical, humble response about connecting to deep feelings, she took a different route. She pointed to her face, smirked, and explained, "One tear, left eye, go." With a snap of her fingers, she framed emotional expression as something mechanical, almost like flipping a switch. Moments like this later fueled skepticism, especially when emotional public appearances came under scrutiny. Critics pointed to this clip as evidence that what appeared heartfelt might instead be carefully performed. Her team likely wasn't thrilled when that footage resurfaced, especially as it cast a different light on later high-profile interviews, including her sit-down with Oprah Winfrey. To some viewers, it raised a difficult question. Was the emotion genuine or calculated? The Cheshire Cat grin she flashed while explaining the trick suggested she viewed manipulation as a talent, not a flaw. The audience didn't buy her crying young mother routine because they had already seen the rehearsal. She had essentially handed the public the exact blueprint for her own alleged deceit. Once people knew she could produce tears on command, it became difficult not to question every other story, especially the ones involving A-list celebrities who didn't seem to remember her. The Ellen dog story. Long before her rise to global fame, Meghan Markle described a supposed early encounter with Ellen DeGeneres. She told a detailed, whimsical story about meeting Ellen at a pet shop while trying to rescue a dog. According to her, Ellen recognized her, encouraged her, and told her to adopt a specific dog, framing it as a kind of magical, fate-driven celebrity moment. There was just one problem. During the same interview, Ellen DeGeneres admitted she didn't remember the interaction at all. The contrast was striking. While Meghan confidently described a shared memory, Ellen appeared genuinely unsure it had ever happened. The moment created visible awkwardness, as the story and reality didn't seem to align. For critics, this raised questions about exaggeration. It suggested a tendency to frame events in a more dramatic or cinematic way, sometimes beyond what others recall. The briefcase controversy. During her podcast era, Meghan Markle spoke critically about her time as a briefcase model on the game show Deal or No Deal. She expressed frustration, saying the role reduced her to appearance over substance and implied she felt constrained by the experience. However, critics pointed out that she had actively pursued the opportunity, auditioning for the role, accepting the contract, and benefiting from the exposure early in her career. This created a contradiction. On one hand, she described the experience negatively. On the other, it was a stepping stone that helped her enter mainstream entertainment. To some, this looked like a shift in narrative over time. reframing past choices through a different lens once her public image evolved. The Kevin Costner event. At a high-profile charity event hosted by Kevin Costner, a moment unfolded that drew significant attention. While Prince Harry had been invited on stage, Meghan's role was more observational. However, at one point, she reached toward a microphone held by an event organizer. The organizer did not hand it over, creating a visibly awkward exchange. The brief moment, captured on camera, quickly circulated online. Observers interpreted the interaction in different ways. Some saw it as a misunderstanding or miscommunication. Others viewed it as an attempt to insert herself into the spotlight. Regardless of interpretation, the moment became widely discussed and contributed to ongoing public scrutiny of her behavior at public events. The Invictus Games appearance. The Invictus Games, founded by Prince Harry, is widely respected as a platform honoring wounded and injured service members. During one appearance, Meghan's presence drew mixed reactions. Critics argued that her outfit and positioning during a procession drew attention away from the athletes themselves. Some pointed to moments where she appeared ahead of participants, which they felt conflicted with the event's focus on veterans. Supporters, however, argued that such interpretations were overly harsh and that her presence was part of broader media attention surrounding the event. Still, the discussion highlighted a recurring theme. Public perception of her actions often becomes intensely scrutinized and polarizing. They were relegated to background extras in what critics described as her personal spotlight moment. Her PR team, some argue, failed to emphasize a basic principle of public service. Sometimes you have to step back. The wheelchair moment. At the same Invictus Games, another incident drew attention. A young man in a wheelchair was seated with his family, watching the games. Nearby photographers were present. According to accounts, Meghan Markle approached, positioned herself behind him, and smiled toward the cameras. Critics argued that there was little visible interaction with the individual or his family before or after the moment. Once photos were taken, she moved on, leaving the family somewhat surprised. To some observers, this felt staged, suggesting the optics of compassion rather than a genuine interaction. Others, however, cautioned that short public moments can easily be misinterpreted without full context. The Mariah Carey moment. During her podcast, Meghan Markle invited Mariah Carey for a conversation. She attempted to reframe the word diva as a label often unfairly applied to successful women. However, Mariah Carey, known for embracing the term, responded candidly, remarking that Meghan herself had diva moments. Later, Meghan admitted the comment made her uncomfortable, describing an internal reaction of anxiety and defensiveness. She tried to clarify that the label referred to style rather than personality. The exchange stood out because it revealed a rare unscripted moment, one where her carefully controlled narrative was challenged in real time. The mask slip moment. At a public event, cameras captured a brief but widely discussed shift in expression. Meghan Markle appeared smiling brightly while attention was on her. However, when focus shifted elsewhere, her expression quickly changed, her smile dropping into a more neutral or serious look. Body language analysts online debated the clip heavily. Some viewed it as a normal human reaction caught at an awkward moment. Others interpreted it as evidence of a more performative public persona. Regardless of interpretation, the speed of the change made the clip go viral. The polo trophy moment. After a charity polo match involving Prince Harry, players gathered to celebrate with the trophy. Meghan Markle joined them on stage, standing prominently in the center during photos. Some viewers felt her positioning overshadowed the players who had participated in the match. Others argued it was a typical group celebration moment, but the visual, widely shared online, sparked debate about attention and presence. The UN Assembly appearance. At the United Nations General Assembly, the couple attended a formal session. During the event, Meghan held Prince Harry's hand and arm for an extended period. Body language interpretations varied. Some described it as a supportive gesture. Others felt it appeared overly controlling given the formal setting. As with many of their public appearances, perception depended heavily on the viewer's perspective. The panel interruption. At a women's empowerment panel, another speaker was addressing the audience when Meghan briefly interjected. She leaned in and asked to add a few words before the speaker had finished. The moment created visible surprise from the panelist. Critics viewed it as interrupting and undermining another woman's voice, especially ironic given the event's theme. Supporters, however, suggested it may have been a misjudged attempt to contribute to the discussion. The Diana comparison. During her high-profile interview with Oprah Winfrey, viewers noted stylistic similarities between Meghan's appearance and that of Princess Diana in her famous Panorama interview. The black outfit, makeup style, and overall presentation led to comparisons online. Some interpreted it as intentional symbolism, while others believed it was coincidental or simply a classic, formal aesthetic choice. Absolutely nothing. The silence was deafening. A few questions from the audience. Who has a question? There were no questions. Standing on stage after delivering a lengthy, self-indulgent keynote speech, Meghan Markle appeared to assume the audience was completely captivated by her words. She opened the floor confidently. So, we're going to take a few questions from the audience. Who has a question? What followed wasn't just awkward. It was striking. The room fell completely silent. Not a single person raised a hand. No one stepped forward with a follow-up. The camera lingered as the seconds stretched on, capturing the uncomfortable pause. Trying to recover, she attempted to fill the silence with light banter. They have no questions. Anyone? Anyone? I'm the chatty one. Guys. Not even a question. The moment carried a strong sense of second-hand embarrassment. What was likely intended as an engaging exchange instead turned into a visibly uncomfortable situation. The contrast between expectation and reality was hard to ignore. While the speech may have been delivered with confidence, the audience's lack of response suggested a disconnect. For critics, this moment summed up a broader perception, a gap between projected importance and public reception. From early attention-seeking moments to high-profile public appearances, the narrative, according to some observers, has consistently centered on visibility and influence. So, what stood out to you the most? Was it the microphone moment at the charity event, or the complete silence during the audience Q&A? Let me know your thoughts.